Welcome, everyone. Great to see you all here participating. Hope you are all well and staying safe at home. We're going to be starting in a couple of minutes. As you know, we are doing a digital marketing webinar series over the last few weeks, and we are having the webinar series continuing every Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Today is episode 3, and we are joined with Anuj Srivastav, and we will be having episode 4 next week, and every week we will have uh, episodes. So do join us for those as well. So just as we start every week, we do have an intro poll that we do. That's just for us and Anuj to understand, your background, where you're from, what is the outcome you're looking at from the session. So this will help us, to cater the Q&A session as well, and help Anuj also understand how to answer various queries that you have. So I'm just going to launch it right now. It's going to flash on your screens. Just make sure to hit in your various outcomes that you're looking for, which will help us in turn um, answer you more appropriately. Anuj, can you see the responses coming in?
Yes, Stephen, I can see them.
Okay, great. 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 Great to see so many of you engaging. If you can hear me, yes, you can. I can see everybody mentioning in the chat, saying good evening. Good evening to you all as well. Anuj, is your screen shared? I don't think your screen is. I can see your screen.
You're not yet. So
Okay.
I'm just waiting for this poll to end.
That's fine. Yeah. If everyone who is joined in voting, which is great. Good evening to you all. So today we're going to be talking about the marketing funnel for customer journeys. And we've got Anuj Srivastav, who's going to be shedding some light on that. Anuj is currently a digital marketer with Paytm and has worked with Amazon and various other organizations in the past. So it's going to be really insightful. We really want to, maximize as much learning as we can from this. So do ask in your questions in the Q&A tab. Any relevant question you have, please do add them in the Q&A tab. You can leave the chat. You can add all other comments in the chat. Just one note is that if you spam the chat, I will have to remove you and you will not be able to enter the session again. So please don't spam because it does not help the experience for all the other users who are joining in. So do keep engaged. We're looking forward to the session. I hope that you enjoy it. The first 40 minutes will be Anuj will cover this particular topic, and the last 15 minutes we will have a Q&A with Anuj. On one side note, I've seen many people asking me questions on will there be a certification for this. Just to let you know, there is no certification for these webinars. However, Upgrad has free courses where you can do them online for free, and once you complete them, you do get certification. So you might want to check that out on our website. But without further ado, Anuj, I think let's begin, and you can just start introducing yourself, and then we can get into it.
Sure. So thanks, Stephen. Hello, everyone. Hope all of you are doing great. So first of all, a brief introduction about myself. So my name is Anuj Srivastav. I come with close to 9 years of experience. So currently I'm working with Paytm. Prior to this, I was working with Amazon. So I have worked in different domains. I have worked in digital marketing. I have worked in offline marketing. I have worked in sales domain as well. So today I will be taking you people through marketing funnel in our customer's journey process. And at the end of the session, hopefully you will be able to relate better with different stages which are involved in our marketing funnel. And I'll be happy to answer any question you might have at the end of the session. So I will be sharing my screen, which has a presentation. So let me make it full screen so that you are able to see it properly. Great. So as you can see on your screen, the topic is marketing funnel in a customer's journey. So which are the words which catches your attention over here? So if I have to talk about the words which catches my attention, it's customer journey and funnel. So just like any typical journey, if I have to give an example, if you are planning to go anywhere, so you will be stepping out of your house, you will be taking probably an auto, then you will be going to a nearest metro station, you will take a metro, then you will get down from metro station. From there, you might take a taxi or maybe a two-wheeler in order to reach your destination. So by customer journey, we want to explain the journey of a customer right from the point when it first interacts with any brand till the end point when it ends up purchasing that particular brand. Now, the other word which catches our attention
Anuj,
over
maybe
here.
you want to put your video off for a second because I think there's an audio bit of delay. Just put your video so the bandwidth does not get taken
Sure.
up.
Okay.
Yeah, work.
Great. So other word which you will be focusing on over here is funnel. So as you can visualize a particular funnel, so how does it look like? So in a funnel is broader at the top and narrower at the bottom. So a funnel will typically tell you about different stages. On the top of the stage, how customer is entering into that particular process. At the bottom of the stage, how a person is exiting that particular process. So this is how marketing funnel looks like. Okay. So marketing funnel, if we have to give a definition to it, it is a process to define each stage in a customer's purchase journey. So this is what the funnel looks like. Top of the funnel is what consists of awareness, right? So these are different stages. So awareness, interest or consideration, desire or purchase intent, action, and loyalty. So these are different stages which are involved in a customer's purchase journey, and we call it marketing funnel. So top of the funnel typically involves informing your customer, creating awareness among your customers about your product, about your brand. When we talk about middle of the funnel, it essentially talks about how to generate interest in your target audience set about your product, right? So this is the stage when your target audience is actually comparing your product with a lot of other products in the same category. When we talk about bottom of the funnel, this is the stage when customer is actually deciding what he wants to buy or what action he wants to take. So if you look at this particular funnel, these are three broad stages: top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel, right? And at each of these stages in a marketing funnel, there is an objective which includes informing, comparing, and deciding by your potential customer. Okay, so why is marketing funnel important? And why does everyone keeps talking about marketing funnel? So each stage in marketing funnel has measurability to give any brand an understanding of how their potential customer is moving from one stage to another stage, right? So each stage in marketing funnel has a metric, has a measurability index associated with it, okay, which will give that brand an understanding of how consumer is moving from one touch point to another touch point. Now, how does this measurability index helps? So this measurement, which happens at different stage in marketing funnel, it helps any brand to even know the weak link. That means where their potential customer is dropping or bouncing off. Accordingly, brand can decide that whichever stage of the customer journey their potential customer is dropping off or bouncing, they can put more effort at that stage and invest more resources. Now, I like to explain it with the help of example of an e-commerce marketing funnel. So I believe most of you must be doing some sort of shopping on different e-commerce platforms, be it Amazon, Flipkart, Paytm, Snapdeal, etc. Now, if I have to talk about an e-commerce marketing funnel, then how does it work, right? Suppose there are 1,000 visitors who are coming on a particular website, right? Say Amazon. Out of those 1,000 visitors, all of them have visited, say, the main page, homepage of the website. Out of those 1,000 visitors, only 70% of them actually go to any product detail page. Okay, so that is the 70% visitors. After that, there are about 35% visitors who end up adding any product in the cart on any e-commerce platform. And out of them, there are hardly 5 to 6% people who end up purchasing that item, right? So if I have to relate it to the marketing funnel, which I have shown you in previous slide. So as you can see, the funnel is broader at the top. It is narrower at the bottom. Top of the funnel indicates all those people who are aware about your product, right? Who are coming over there. So in this particular case, number of visitors to your website. Then subsequent stages will show how each of those visitors are going to product detail page, whether they are adding product to the cart and whether they are purchasing it or not. And as you can see, the number of visitors keep going down, and narrow of the funnel, bottom of the funnel actually shows the customers, those who have actually purchased your product. So out of 1,000 visitors, it's hardly 50 people who end up purchasing the product. So continuing with the same example of marketing funnel in e-commerce platform. So there are certain terms which we use in e-commerce terminology. For example, the image that you can see on your screen, this looks like a typical page that you will come across while browsing or surfing on any e-commerce site, maybe Amazon or Flipkart, right? So once these products show up on the page, we call it impressions, right? So impressions is all about becoming aware of that product being available on the platform, right? The moment you click on any of these products, suppose I end up clicking on this Puma impression, which was shown on the website, then you land onto the product detail page where all the description about that particular product is given, right? So this is product detail page view. So any customer who has clicked on that Puma impression and landed on this product detail page of Puma, that means he has shown interest in this product, right? So he has moved from awareness stage to the interest stage, right? After that, if the customer ends up adding this particular product to cart, that means that customer has shown a purchase intent by adding that product to the cart, right? If he ends up buying it, then an action has happened, an action has taken place, which is the sale of that particular product. Now there are customers who end up leaving a lot of reviews as well of the products which they purchase on these platforms. So these are referred to as product referrals. So they will fall under loyalty stage in this entire marketing funnel. So if I have to summarize, if you look at this entire funnel, starting from awareness to interest to purchase intent to action and loyalty stages, with the help of this example of an e-commerce portal, you can see as a customer, while you are browsing through different products on this website, you are actually going through these different stages, which are a part of this marketing funnel. Another example. So I work with Paytm, so we keep on doing a lot of digital advertising for different brands, right? So on this particular image, you can see there are different banners which are running on Paytm, right? You can see one banner of Grofers. So where Grofers is running some offer. So this is a banner which Grofers is running for Paytm customers because Grofers wants to acquire a Paytm customer. So Grofers wants a Paytm customer to click on this banner and register on its website or app, right? So after clicking this banner ad on Paytm, a customer lands onto Grofers website. On Grofers website, customer sees the option for sign up and ends up registering or signing on Grofers, right? So what does this this display ad which is running on Paytm tells you, right? So it's a part of digital advertising in which when Groffer decided to run this banner ad on Paytm, they wanted to create awareness among the customers of Paytm about Groffers. So if you are a Paytm user, you were going through your Paytm account and you saw this Groffers banner. You clicked it, you landed onto their website where you signed up or registered. Hence, you became a Groffers customer as well, right? So in this case, again, if you have to think in terms of marketing funnel, so the first stage talks about you becoming aware of Groffers. You clicking on it and landing onto their website is consideration. You are considering Groffers because you want to try out uh, online home delivery of grocery items, and then you end up registering. So as far as marketing funnel stages are concerned, not necessarily they have to happen immediately at that point in time itself. Different stages in a marketing funnel, they can be spread over a period of time, and they can be non-linear as well. By non-linear, what I mean, not necessarily on the same platform you are doing all the action. For example, in previous slides I have shown you, be it the example of Amazon, where you are on Amazon site itself, you are going through different stages and end up buying a product. Or in the previous example, I shown you how you clicked on a Grofers banner ad and you ended up registering for it, where all the actions were happening on that platform itself. But different marketing funnel stages can happen on different platforms as well. For example, when I was going through my Facebook account, I saw there was this ad of Max Life Insurance, which is highlighted on your screen, right? So through this particular ad, I got to know, okay, Max Life Insurance is one company which offers life insurance schemes, right? Till that point in time, maybe I had never thought about taking a life insurance scheme. But by seeing this ad, it created an awareness in my mind that, okay, there are life insurance company and Max Life is one of them. So I saw this maybe on 2nd of May while browsing through my Facebook account. Then after almost 10 to 12 days time, I get an email again from Max Life Insurance, right? So when I got that email from Max Life Insurance, it made me consider this particular offering of their service, right? Because I have seen an ad earlier on my Facebook account, I already knew about Max Life. But after getting an email from them, say after 10, 12 days, I have developed an interest after looking at the message which they were given in the email, right? But still, I was not convinced that I need to buy a life insurance scheme, right? So I saw this email, I forgot about it. Then after 4-5 days, again, I was talking to one of my friends and they talked about having a life insurance, term insurance scheme. That is when I went to Google and I searched for best term plan or best life insurance plan. And the first ad which showed up, it is Max Life Insurance, Max Term Plan, right? So if you look at this entire process, different stages of a marketing funnel. So I became aware about Max Life Insurance while browsing my Facebook, right? Then I developed interest in it and I included it in my consideration stage after I got an email campaign from them. And when I actually had an intent to buy a term insurance plan or a life insurance plan, and I went to Google to search for it and I saw it, because I already knew about it through all those previous engagements. So I decided to click and buy it. So through this example, you can see different stages in marketing funnel. They need not be on the same platform. So in this particular case, it is spread across Facebook, email, Google search engine ads, right? Similarly, they need not happen at the same time. For example, here you can see the entire timeline starting from 2nd of May till 7th of May, 17th of May. So spread over good 2 weeks. So what is the strategic importance of having a marketing funnel? So as I explained to you before as well, because there are different stages in a marketing funnel, so it helps any business, be it a brand, be it a bigger brand, be it a smaller brand, to identify areas where more focus is required, right? So that is why different stages in marketing funnel are very, very important in terms of designing a strategy for your brand, right? For example, at different stages in marketing funnel, there can be different marketing objectives, right? So for example, if you talk about top of the funnel, then it is more about creating brand awareness and reaching out to more and more new customers. If you talk about, say, middle of the funnel, it is more about engaging with existing customers. If you talk about bottom of the funnel, it is more about people who have already bought your product, who are already your customers, right? So how can you increase loyalty among those customers? So here the example which I am giving you is, suppose I want to increase loyalty of my existing customer. So this particular stage will be somewhere at bottom of the funnel. So to increase loyalty of my existing customers, Tata Sky is giving an offer of 12 plus 1. So 12 months subscription and get 1 month free for its existing customer. So through this, what Tata Sky is trying to do, it is making its customer a loyal customer, right? So they are giving this offer to target bottom of the funnel to their existing customers, right? To increase loyalty among its existing customers. So this is where looking at different marketing funnel stages help to understand what is your marketing objective and then design your marketing scheme or offer in order to meet that marketing objective. Another important use case can be if you want to know what is the return on investment at different stages in marketing funnel, right? So that can be very easily and very effectively assessed by looking at different stages of marketing funnel. So for example, we all are attending this Upgrad webinar. I can very well see, okay, I wanted more and more people to attend this webinar because it is going to be an informative educational session for them. So I will be sending out emails to all the potential customers in my list. And then I will be seeing out of the total emails sent, how many people have clicked on those emails, right? Just to see how many people have shown interest, right? And the content which was sent to them. So we can calculate the return on investment, ROI, for any activity that we are performing, which is oriented towards any of these stages in a marketing funnel, right? Marketing funnel stages also helps you to address any relevant issue, right? So any business can know at which stage in the entire funnel is their customer dropping off, right? And then they can accordingly target and focus on that particular stage so as to make sure that their potential customers do not drop off at that particular stage. So what the example which I have taken is of Netflix. So Netflix was seeing that there are customers who come on their website, right? But they do not subscribe to Netflix, right? So that means customers are aware of Netflix. They're coming on its website. That means they are considering Netflix, right? But they do not end up taking subscription of Netflix. That means they were dropping off at the purchase intent stage. So what Netflix did, they decided to give a 1 month free trial offer to these customers. So as to address this issue of customers dropping off at the purchase intent stage, right? So through this, they are able to convert more people to try out this particular offer and then become its customers. So different stages in marketing funnel also helps you understand what is working and what is not working for you, right? So I'll give you a very simple example. Suppose Colgate has got two creatives, two ad copies for its ad. In one of its ad, Colgate is talking about ingredient and its benefit. For example, this particular toothpaste has got salt or clove, so it offers you, it strengthens your gums. So this is one ad copy, right? In which they are talking about ingredient and benefits. There's another ad copy in which they are talking about problem and its solution. right? So in which they're talking about, say, for example, if you have got uh, bad odor problem, or if you have got, say, yellow teeth problem, then this particular toothpaste should be used. So they can try out both these copies of ad and then see which of these two copies are leading to better customer acquisition and better customer engagement, right? So if they see that more and more people are clicking on the first copy and then ending up purchasing it, right, then they will be going ahead with the first copy more. So these are some of the examples which show you the strategic importance of marketing funnel. That means how any brand or any business can adapt its strategy depending on at which stage its potential customer, its prospects are dropping off, or at which stage they are seeing their ROI not very good, or at which stage do they think that there is a chance of engaging better with their customer base. Okay, so having talked about different stages in marketing funnel, now what are different options? So what are different marketing options which are available at each of these stages, right? So when it comes to awareness stage, the first stage in which you want to inform your potential customers. So there are a lot of marketing options, like you can do a social media ad like Facebook ad or Instagram ad. You can do online ads like a video ad on YouTube. You can even do a lot of banner ads, right? So all these marketing options are available at awareness stage, where you want to inform your customer about your product. Then the second stage of interest or consideration. At this stage, the marketing options that can be tried out are, say, webinars. For example, right now we are attending this webinar because you have shown interest in this particular content, right? Then there can be FAQs, there can be a lot of live chat options, right? Then as far as purchase intent or desire stage is concerned, then the marketing options which are typically used are emails, free trials, demos, product videos, etc. At action stage, again, there can be email campaigns, there can be one-to-one consultations which can drive action. And loyalty, at this stage, you can ask your existing customers to participate in some surveys, to be a part of referral program, etc. So in order to give you an example, again, I'll take example of Facebook. I was just browsing through it and I saw this sponsored ad on Facebook, which was about an MBA program with Stanford and some scholarship being offered by Reliance Group, right? So before this, I was not even aware that, okay, there is any such program and there is scholarship being offered. So after getting aware from this particular ad, then I went to its site. Then there were frequently asked questions which were mentioned. Because I have shown interest, that's why I went on to this FAQ, frequently asked question, to understand about the program, right? After that, I wanted to take an action. So I got to know, okay, there are consultations, online sessions available with the person in charge from whom I can get more information, right? So this example will show you how I moved from one stage to another stage by coming in contact with the information which was available at different stages on different platforms at different point in time. Okay, now this slide, I think a lot of you will be interested. So what are the career options when it comes to marketing funnel stages, right? So because each stage in a marketing funnel is in itself a broad area, and there are a lot of marketing options, marketing tools which can be used at different stages. Hence, the opportunity for people like you to pursue a career at each of these stages using any of these marketing options are huge. So I've just put down a few over here. For example, people like you can go ahead to become search engine optimization or search engine marketing experts or social media experts, right? So what they do, SEO or SEM expert, what they do is They will make sure that their website or their brand site is shown on top in the search result on search engines like Google, right? Nowadays, as more and more business are going online, they are going digital, there is a huge demand for SEO, SEM experts and social media experts, right? Similarly, a lot of organizations today require people who are good with performance advertising, right? Which is also called as pay-per-click, PPC advertising, right? So what these experts do, who are experts in performance advertising, they will be seeing how an ad is working for a company, and they will be probably doing a lot of things, right? Using those advertising, right? So probably there's a poll. You can first answer this poll session and then.
You can continue. It's fine. I think as they'll answer it, and you can still see the screen.
Okay, great. Similarly, if you go further down in the marketing funnel stage, then one of the roles which is really high in demand in industry right now is an email specialist, right? So an email specialist, what typically an email specialist does is uh, he has to first of all create engaging content for emailers. Then he has to use different marketing optimization tools to see that the customers to whom those emails are being sent, customers open that email, customers click on the CTA, call to action, which is given on those emails, and then take desired action. As more and more companies are going digital and they are using email as a medium to communicate and interact with their existing customer and new customers, so there is very good requirement for email specialists. Similarly, we have got good demand for affiliate marketing experts. So affiliate marketing experts, what they do is they help you to promote your business on their websites or blogs, etc., right? So these affiliate marketing experts, they will be creating their own website, they will be creating their own content, and then they will be promoting you, right, on that content. So these are just some options which I'm sharing with you in terms of career options which are available at different stages of marketing funnel, right? There are many more.
That are coming in, Anuj. What about
Yeah.
those who are more experienced and are a higher salary bracket? Aren't there more bigger roles as well available and higher salary packets especially?
Yeah. So for example, in case you want to become a digital marketing manager in any of these firms, right? So a digital marketing manager can easily get anything like a 15, 20 lakhs or upwards of that. A digital marketing manager will be supposed to do all these things put together, right? So if you are at that level, package wise, it's more attractive. In terms of scope of work, it is too much more to do, because a digital marketing manager will be looking after SEO, SEM, email marketing, social media marketing, then affiliate marketing, performance advertising, all this bit. So yeah, as far as roles are concerned, now one good thing is all the organizations now have a different role for digital marketing team. Earlier, digital marketing used to be a small part of marketing team. But now, because more and more businesses, companies are going online, so this digital marketing team has become a separate team, okay, different from marketing. So once you become a dedicated team in itself, then there is more requirement of resources at each level. So I have just spoken about these expertise which are required, but in case somebody goes on to become a digital marketing manager, then you can easily work with any of these technology companies like a Google, Facebook, Amazon, etc., and they pay you really well for that.
Got it. So people who are more experienced should, like, where do they fit in this entire spectrum that you've put in? Where should they be looking at? Is it mainly digital marketing managers, or are there something more other roles also that they could look at?
So okay, so based on my industry experience, I'll tell you. So if you want to join a bigger organization, say Facebook, Google, Amazon, etc. So at these organizations, you can even become, say for example, a performance marketing lead. So when I say performance marketing, it only covers the digital advertising part. But because scope of work is huge, because it's a big organization, so it is a senior level role. And here you will be looking after all the things related to digital advertising for that firm. On the other hand, if you are becoming something like an SEO expert, right? So SEO expert, again, if you go into big firms, so again, it's very broad. Okay, it can get you very good package, and the scope of work is also huge. So if I have to answer your question, Stephen, I would say uh, these are specific skill sets, expertise for which these roles which I have mentioned on the slide. But if you want a larger role and more senior people, they should be going for a larger roles, bigger roles. Then they can go for something like a performance uh, performance lead in these companies, performance marketing lead. They can go for digital marketing managers. They can go for digital marketing heads. They can even go for I would say social media lead. So within digital marketing, there are all these different blocks like social media, email marketing, I would say search engine marketing. So each of them itself is a very big area. So big organizations, they have experts who are leading each of these blocks, like search engine optimization, like social media marketing, like video marketing, like email marketing. So these are senior level positions in those big firms. However, if it's a mid-size organization, then probably a digital marketing person is the one who is handling all of it. Right? He is the senior person, and he has to handle each of these blocks.
Got it. Got it. Okay. I think you can go on and we'll come back to the Q&A in some time.
Sure. Okay. So moving on. Yeah, so I talked about this career options, right? So what each of them does, I hope a lot of you might already be aware of it. For example, if you are an SEO expert, or if you are a SEO manager in a good organization, so you have to make sure that it's your website which comes on top whenever anyone is searching for it organically. So SEO expert, search engine optimization expert, or search engine optimization manager has to make sure that your website appears on top, or at least in the first page of Google search result when anyone is searching for me. For example, when I am searching for best engineering colleges in India, probably Siksha.com. So its search engine optimization manager or SEO expert is doing a good job because it is appearing on top in the search result. Similarly, when I'm searching for best engineering college in India, the ad which you are seeing, it is of BML Munjal University, as you can see. So the SEM, search engine marketing expert, who is working over here is doing a good job because its ad is showing on top. So if you're working with these kind of companies, or if you're working with large firms, there is a huge potential to become SEO, SEM experts or social media experts. Similarly, if I have to give an example of what an email marketing manager will have to do. So although prima facie, it might look that email is just a simple email that comes in our inbox, which a lot of time we simply ignore. But email marketing itself is a very broad topic in digital marketing, right? So as an email specialist, email marketing manager, what you have to make sure is try out different content, which content is working best with your customers. You have to make sure that the customer clicks on your email, opens it, then clicks on whatever is the call to action given on those emails, right? Then it will be nurturing those customers further through another chain of email, another campaign, another email campaign, right? So each of them, like an SEO, SEM domain, email marketing domain, social media marketing domain, performance marketing domain, digital advertising domain, each of them is broader in itself, and it has got a lot of career opportunities at every level. And nowadays companies are paying really well to each of these experts in the digital domain. Okay, great. So I think I have got another 4 5 minutes. So yeah. So the marketing funnel which I have showed you. So that is the kind of marketing funnel that we are using nowadays. But if you look at a modern marketing funnel, how it is evolving. So modern marketing funnel also talks about advocating your brand. So your customers, they become loyal customers, and then they also become advocates of your brand. They start talking about your brand. And this talking, be it on social media, be it in their friend circle, it helps create awareness about your brand further. So when traditional marketing funnel used to be more oriented towards action, like action used to be the last stage. That means the funnel used to end at the point of purchase where purchases happened. So that was traditional funnel. Whereas modern marketing funnel goes beyond action stage. It also talks about making your customer loyal, and also making your customer talk about your brand, advocate your brand to in its own circle using different mediums, right? Because in today's words, it's not only acquiring a customer which is important, but it's also important to retain that customer, so that your customer can become a brand ambassador for your brand and start talking about your brand. So now more and more organizations are shifting from this traditional funnel, which used to end at action stage or purchase stage, and moving more towards this modern marketing funnel where your customers also become brand ambassador for your brand. Okay, so this was it from the presentation front. Stephen, should we run the poll to see whether people have understood the concept?
Yeah. Which poll would you like to go first?
So we can go in the same sequence.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you can see a quick poll come up on your screen right now. Just for you to understand. Do you want to go through the poll with them?
Yeah. So guys, I have explained different stages in this marketing funnel. So this question says bottom of the funnel, this refers to which particular stage? So just answer this so that I get to understand whether you have understood the concept correctly.
Is it okay if I add the rest two polls together rather than separately? Will that be fine?
Yes. I think you should add them also. Yeah.
And then I'm going to close the poll now. Is that fine? 70% we've reached.
Yeah.
And I'll just share these results quickly.
Okay, so 73% people have got it right. So bottom of the funnel refers to action or purchase. That's the right answer. So we can go with the next one.
Okay. And why is awareness desire not right?
So bottom of the funnel refers to the purchase stage, so which is more about action or purchase.
Got it. So we're going to get into the Q&A very shortly. So just keep your questions coming into the Q&A tab. Very strong percentage of people answering the second question.
Yeah.
We'll share the results in a minute or so. Great to see your engagement, guys. I hope you're enjoying the session. Great to see you guys really engaging. We're going to get into the Q&A now. Yes, the recording link is going to be available. I'll be sending all the previous sessions links also. We had our first session a couple of weeks back. So all the recordings will be sent to you. So don't worry about that. Yeah. So I think I'm going to close the poll if that's fine, and we get into the Q&A.
Yeah.
Does it work? Cool. So you want to just share the result? I'm sharing the results. You can just take them through it quickly.
Yeah. So different stages in marketing funnel can be spread over time. Yes, it's true. As I have shown you with the help of the example in which first there was a Facebook ad, then it was followed by email campaign, then it was followed by a Google AdWords search engine marketing campaign. So this is correct. Then I was keen to look at which career options are people are more interested in exploring. So I see a good interest among digital advertising and SEO, SEM. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay. So we can take up some of these topics in our next sessions, maybe.
Yeah, perfect. That's really helpful. So I'm going to get into the Q&A. Just to quickly note, like Upgrad also has a couple of tests that we have for people who are looking to, get into digital marketing. It's a completely free test, just help you understand where you're at. And it also opens up a few careers for you. We do have hiring at the end of it if you do well. So I've added the link in the chat window. If you're interested, you can just sign up for that in the due course of time. But cool. So Anuj.
Yeah.
Just to start with, I think many people are asking, like, with regards to what exactly does, drip campaigns help with, and how does that help you, focus? What does that help you focus on?
Can you repeat that question?
Okay, I will just read the question out to you.
Yeah.
Okay, I've sort of lost it. I'm going to ask you a different question. If you have I saw a few questions on drip campaigns, please do.
Okay, drip campaigns. Drip campaigns. Yeah. Okay. So drip campaigns we generally use in email marketing campaigns generally. So drip campaign, how it works is, suppose I am creating an emailer. Okay. So I have a series of emailers which I have kept ready. For example, I have made 3 emails. First email I want to send out to people to tell them about my product. Okay. Suppose I run my coaching classes, for example. So first email I have made in which I am telling them about my coaching class. Second email I have prepared in which I am telling about the course structure. And third email I have prepared in which I'll be saying, okay, if you get more people along with you, there is some offer. So there are 3 emails I have prepared. I will be sending first mail to everyone. Okay. But only people who would have opened the first email, they will be getting the second email maybe after a week. So a drip email marketing campaign, how it works is there are logics which have been used. For example, only people who have opened my first email, they will be receiving my second email. Only people who have opened both first and second email, only they will be receiving my third email in that entire series. So drip emails actually helps to send the right content to the right audience using those email marketing campaigns.
Got it. That's really good. I think, is it possible for you to turn on your camera so people can just engage and see you as well?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I'm just going to go back to the start. We had an intro poll also at the start. Quite a bulk of people who have come from our 0 to 3 year experience who we'll address. But I also saw quite a few folk who are around 30% who are, 6 to 10 years and 10 plus.
Okay.
Specifically into various different, sectors. What about those guys who, who want to transition their careers into digital marketing, but have no prior experience and don't know where to start? What is your suggestion to them? How do they decide what roles they should be going for, and where they should be applying, and how do they begin their journey?
Sure. So I think the starting point would be you need to have a good understanding of at least theoretical understanding of digital marketing concepts. To get that theoretical understanding, you definitely need to do a course. So for example, courses like what Upgrad offers. So probably you can go for those kind of digital marketing course to get a theoretical understanding. So once you have got that theoretical understanding, then I will suggest that you try to work a little bit on the practical aspect of it. Maybe by using a lot of tools which are available online. Okay. For example, so just to give you a very simple example, once you have done the digital marketing course, you can go to a tool like MailChimp. So MailChimp is a very good website which helps you create email marketing campaigns, and it's free, right? So by going to MailChimp, you can see that what are different options available under, say, an email marketing campaign. Once you have understood that, then you can apply to different positions which open up in different firms. So firms have openings for social media marketing manager, email marketing manager, SEO, SEM manager. So people specifically with 6, 7, 8 years of experience, I believe that you should be going more for a middle level management positions. And for that, it is important for you to have a digital marketing course which you have already completed, which will give you theoretical knowledge. And you should go through some of these tools like MailChimp, etc., um, which will Hootsuite, which will give you a very good understanding of practically how those tools can be applied, so that you have both theoretical and somewhat practical understanding of different tools available under digital marketing. And then you should apply for those positions in all these firms.
Got it. And what about, and if they are, should they be switching industries at this point in their careers for the experienced folk, or should they be looking at, trying to figure out how can they stay in their organization, or, further look what more they can do in their current industry?
See, if this question was asked about, say, 5 years ago, I would have definitely said you necessarily have to switch your industry. But now situation has changed completely. Now, whichever industry you are a part of, everyone is using digital marketing in some or the other way to engage with their customers, to engage with their partners. So in your existing industry itself, you can use digital marketing levers in order to engage better with your customers, to acquire new customers. So I don't think it's a necessity at this point in time at all to switch your industry. You can stay in your industry and still use all these skills related to digital marketing to excel in your career.
Got it. What about those who are in, I see almost 34% of, people who are into sales marketing. And, what about those who are specifically in the sales domain looking to get into, marketing specifically? What's a roadmap for them? Is there anything different they need to be doing? Are they already half into it? What's the, the pros that they have coming from that sort of background to get into this field?
Sure. So again, sales, it can be split into, say, B2C sale, B2B sale, right? Business to business and business to consumer. Now, in both these domains, whether it's a B2B sale or B2C sale, both these industries, they actually require digital marketing experts, right? So just to give you an example, so I myself have done a lot of sales in my life. So I was working with, for example, Colgate and Dabur earlier. It was mostly like B2C companies, right? Then I moved into Amazon and Paytm, where I am interacting with a lot of brands, a lot of sellers. So it's more like a B2B space. Yeah. So whether anyone is into a B2B space or into a B2C space, there is an opportunity for digital marketing for sure. How you can make this transition, that entirely depends on you identifying the opportunities in your existing industry and in your existing company to start with, right? For example, if you are working in a B2C company, even if it is operating in say paint industry, right? So if it's a paint industry company, you are in sales, that paint industry brand also needs to reach out to customers. And now they are using digital medium to reach out to customers. So they will need someone who knows digital marketing. Even if it's a paint industry B2B. So suppose your dealers are your customers. So it's a B2B. So those kind of people will also have to set up digital marketing expertise in place in order to probably communicate or inform their dealers using some email marketing campaigns, to put it very simply, right? So whether it's B2B or B2C, whether it's a traditional industry, it's a new age internet industry, internet company, all of them today has scope for digital marketing experts.
Got it. Got it. Many questions are coming in, branding and digital marketing, like how close are they to each other? Is there an overlap in terms of career options of digital marketing and branding in organizations?
Sure. So both are interrelated. Branding is a broader set, I would say, because when you talk about branding is the core of marketing, right? And because branding is core of marketing, marketing can be both offline marketing as well as digital marketing, right? So I would say branding is the core of marketing. And if you talk about digital marketing, it is one of the powerful tools to do branding, right? So for example, if you are a digital marketing manager, you are managing Facebook ads, you are managing Google ads, you are managing email campaigns. In a way, you are also helping in building branding of your company, right? So digital marketing is an important pillar, an important tool for branding, but branding is an umbrella thing because it is the core of marketing, and digital marketing is one of the ways to achieve that.
Got it. Got it. Thank you for that question, Vishal. What about freshers now? We had various people who are, 0 to 3 experience. I think almost 50, 60% of people, looking at that. Where do they start? What skills do they need? Is it the same thing that you said for, experienced people? Do they need theoretical knowledge first to get started and then simultaneously get practical experience? What do the, 0 to 3 year experienced folk do to get into this space?
Great. So I believe even for them, it's good to have some understanding of concepts first related to digital marketing. But one advantage which they have is so these people can straight away jump into some of the practical applications, because I believe these guys are more well versed with all the technology, all the tech applications. So for example, a person who is 2-3 years experience might know quite well about, say, wordpress.com. He can start his own blog, for example. And once he starts writing his own blog, he can connect his blog with some of the other platforms, like um, he can include an Amazon ad on his blog, for example, right? So theoretical concept is definitely important, but I would say they can try out a lot of things. So, a lot of trial they can start right away through blogging, through creating their video content, right? Nowadays, videos are getting uploaded, right? User generated content. So if you create your own YouTube channel, for example, and you have got good number of subscribers for your channel, right? Then there will be people who are ready to run ads on your YouTube channel, right? So that becomes one of the ways you can even make money. So people who are having 2-3 years of experience, and those who are very well versed with technology, they can start right away with some of these things like blogging, like having your own YouTube channel where you can create videos, upload videos. Having said that, it's always good to have theoretical concept knowledge. It will always helps you be more effective in all these things that you are going to do.
Got it. Got it. I think a lot of people who are in so many questions that are coming in, 99 questions already. Thank you so much, guys, for that. Just to ask again, being very insightful for, those who are starting out, being able to do lots of different things on the ball, WordPress or whether it's YouTube or all those sorts of things. If they want to pick up, I think we also asked the question, right, in terms of what career we want to make it in. And many said digital advertising. Can we just touch upon briefly for both, experienced folk and, mid-level folk and those who are, even starting out, if they want to build their careers in digital advertising, where do they start?
Sure. So for digital advertising, if you want to start, I mean, straight away go for certification courses. So there are a lot of digital advertising certification courses which are available. I'm sure Upgrad also offers some of those courses. Apart from that, you can go for Google courses, and in fact, all these courses are readily available on some of these top-notch tech companies. So go for certification courses first for digital advertising, because so one thing you need to understand is without certification, even if you know how it works, it's very difficult for businesses to take people in their company without any degree or certification related to digital advertising. there is a reason. Digital advertising involves money. So they want someone who is very well versed with the concepts of digital advertising, right? They do not want someone coming and just running a Facebook ad in which probably it's not being shown to right kind of audience. They do not want someone to maybe do a Google AdWords campaign which is getting no clicks, right? So it's good to have a certification or a course related to digital advertising. And digital advertising has a very, very broad scope, because digital advertising will include Facebook advertising, Google advertising, e-commerce advertising like Amazon advertising, and a lot of these stuff. So it is good to have a certification and a course apart from having some practical applications understanding.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, there's so many questions. Just on that note, just very quickly. Yes, Upgrad does have, I see various questions coming about our programs. We do have digital marketing programs available. If you'd like to know more about it, just let us know. I'll release a poll. The third question will have details on that, and we can send you some information on that. We will, ask a few more questions, and then we'll have to close the session because I think we're already past time. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Yeah, so just coming back to you, Anuj, those also who are looking at SEO, SEM specifically, is there something different that they should be doing from those who are looking at digital advertising?
So I think not too much of a difference, because so there are all these companies which are anyways offering you courses related to courses or certifications for digital advertising as well as for SEO, SEM as well, right? The only difference is in terms of SEO, I would say even a small company would need an SEO guy, right? Somebody who can work on search engine optimization so that their website appears on top of search results on Google. Even if it's a small company, it will like that to happen. And it doesn't involve too much of money, right? Whereas when it comes to digital advertising, because it involves money, so typically it's mid-sized to large-size companies who generally go for digital advertising, right? So in terms of what you should be equipped with in terms of skills or knowledge or certification, I don't think there's much of a difference. There are courses, certification programs available everywhere for both of them, SEO as well as for digital advertising. But in terms of scope of work, I think SEO experts are required by everyone, because it doesn't require much investment in terms of money of the company, right? But in terms of digital advertising, there is investment required into advertising. So that's the only difference. Otherwise, in terms of preparation, it's more or less similar. You have to get hold of theoretical concepts and some certifications.
Got it. Got it. You're speaking a lot about, I'm seeing a lot about certifications that you're talking about for both, experienced and people who are starting out as well. Do you feel like that's a requirement, a necessity from somebody who wants to kickstart their career here? And, is that like what the industry is looking at?
Industry, yes. So just like I said, because digital advertising involves money, real money, right? So no matter how good you are in practical applications, you might say, no, I know all the concepts pretty well. I'm going to make sure for every 1,000 rupees that you're going to spend on digital advertising, I will make sure you get 10,000 worth of sale. But because it involves real money, any good organization, large organization will ask for a certification from you. They will not take it on face value that you have done some practical applications in your life and you know about it. So that's why those certification gives you a really strong base, a platform to prove your case.
Yeah, brilliant. That's very helpful, very insightful. I'm going to ask last couple of questions to you, Anuj. Thank you so much for joining in with us. I think a lot of good comments that have been coming in. So just on one quick note before I ask the final two questions, we are having our next episode next week. We're going to be revisited by Kaushal Thakkar, who came last week and spoke on starting your career in digital marketing. So that's going to be a really good session. You can register for that in the chat window. I've sent in the link. So we look forward to your participation and seeing you there as well. What about those, who are in the logistics domain and, who want to switch, or are wondering, does this make sense here right now? Or even more, to be honest, I'll ask a question more like, with all that's happening right now, right, with COVID and the uncertainty, people are wondering, should they be, looking to upskill right now? Should they wait? If they are keen, to transition their careers, is this the right time, or should they be waiting till this entire thing ends and then look at it? What is your thoughts on that?
So I think if there was any best time to go for upskilling, it is this time. So this is the best time to go for upskilling because of this COVID, there's a lot of uncertainty around. So a company is generally looking for people who are multi-skilled, right? So if I am someone who can do digital advertising also, email marketing also, SEO also, at the same time I can do some business development, they will consider me over someone who just does simple normal business development or normal sales. So if there was any time when being multi-skilled and upskilled was required and important, I think this is the time. So don't postpone it. So you should try to learn as many skills as you want of area of your interest, but definitely use this time to add as many skills as possible on your CV.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for that. My final question: do you have any final, thoughts for people looking to pursue their careers? People are, unsure, afraid, fearful, wondering, is this the right move right now for them? Even though, like, they are keen. Any final thoughts, and then we'll close the session.
Yeah. So I would say digital marketing, so to say, its scope is only going to increase. That is point number one. Point number two, because of COVID, even companies who never thought of going digital and using digital marketing levers or medium, even they had to change their approach now. Everyone is using and looking at digital marketing as one of the important channels. So scope of digital marketing has increased significantly. After COVID, it is going to definitely increase much more. One, I would say, pleasant change that we have observed is even those industries which were considered to be very traditional, right? For example, logistics, right? So you spoke about logistics, so I'll just take
Yeah.
example of logistics.
Yeah.
So even in logistics space, the new players which are coming in, all of you must have heard about, say, players like the traditional players who have been involved in logistics, like say Blue Dart, like DTDC, etc. Right? Safe Express, etc. Now there are new age companies which are coming in, like Delivery, like Rivigo, Blackbug, etc. Now all these new age and old age, both sort of companies wants to reach out to their customers. So their customers are like small and big businesses who have some logistics needs, right? So they are reaching out to all those customers through different B2B digital marketing platforms, right? For example, you might be asked to do a webinar for a company like, say, DTDC to engage with their 10 suppliers, right, who wants to use DTDC logistics solution, logistics services, right? Because it's not possible for everyone to, physically go to client location and explain them one by one what it is all about. So even a traditional sector like logistics has understood the importance of digital marketing, and it is in need of these kind of people who can probably leverage digital marketing to help them to reach out to their customers.
Yeah, that's very helpful. Anuj, I'm going to ask you one more question. You said something very interesting, like, with COVID, everyone wants to go digital right now, right?
Yeah.
And do you feel that, meaning, how is that going to change the entire landscape? Is that going to impact careers? Is that going to open many more jobs, more than ever before? And are you saying that basically this is like going to be a hot skill in the years ahead?
Yeah, definitely. In fact, all of us would have realized in last 1.5, 2 months, since most of us have been working from home, that the companies, brands who have never thought about, ways and means through which they can conduct business through, while working from home, even they have started doing that. A lot of people are doing Zoom meetings. A lot of people are doing Google Hangout meetings, right? Webinars. So there are different customer engagement modules which have opened up. So even those things which people have earlier not thought of, the ways in which digital can be leveraged to reach out to businesses, to reach out to customers, that is going to change significantly, dramatically, I would say. So that's why I will again reiterate my point. If there was any best time to upskill yourself, especially in digital marketing domain, it's this time.
Brilliant. On that note, I'm going to thank you so much, Anuj, for joining us
Thank you, everyone.
today. Thank you. I think just giving your time, and I think loads of people have found it so helpful, really engaging and very insightful. I think guys, even if you want to thank Anuj, you can just say thanks in the chat window.
Yeah.
But
thanks everyone. I also enjoyed interacting with all of you and some interesting questions. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks everyone.
Thanks everyone for joining in. Like I mentioned at the start as well, we are having sessions weekly, every Tuesdays, 7 to 8 p.m. We have a digital marketing session. Just going to add a link in the chat window again, just for our session next week, where we're going to have the founder of Kaushal Thakkar. Actually, he had a session with us last week. You might remember. Really insightful. We're going to have another interesting session with him next Tuesday, 7 to 8 p.m. Sign up for that. And finally, also we have a test that Upgrad has got put together, and this is more for those who are wondering, should I build my career in digital marketing or not? So we have an entire careers team, right? So as soon as you sign up for one of our programs, you also get enrolled into our careers aspects, wherein we help you transition your career. So they've put together a test wherein this test is going to be looked at by recruiters directly, who will be hiring. And if you score well, etc., and really have a good profile, then you might, stand a chance to even open up for interviews. So if you are interested in that, just check the link which I've said before, below. They have put this test together. You can give it not very long, and it bases your experience. It's going to be open till the 24th of this month. That means till Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Just give the test, see where you stand, and you will get feedback as well as to how your profile is and how strong you are. So those two options are available for you. But thanks everyone. Thank you so much, Anuj, again.
Thank you. Thank you everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you everyone for joining in. We look forward to seeing you next week. Stay safe, stay indoors, like I say, and good night. Thanks everyone. I'm going to add the links again just for your reference. One is going to be the test that we have, and two is going to be the, we also have the, I've just added the test details before. That's going to be really helpful. It's completely free of cost. You don't have to, there's nothing to, there's no charge specifically for that. So you can give it as per your convenience, even over the weekend if you'd like to. And next week's session will be available. Yeah, I'm just going to add that link as well. Yes, the episodes, every single episode which has been recorded so far will be sent to you over email. So you can, tomorrow there'll be an email just to all those who attended, just saying that this is the link for the last 3 episodes, and we'll also send the next episode link to register. Don't miss out on that. Sometimes you might miss out on communication. So as soon as you see it, try to register, try to keep your recorded link saved, because otherwise you might miss it in the bulk of your email. Thanks everyone for joining in. It's going to be, I'm not sure. I don't think the test can be taken multiple times. It's only once. Yeah, you will get the link. Thanks guys. I'm going to drop off now. I will see you next Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Stay safe guys. And yeah. One final thing actually, before I close, there's also, I think many of you have so many questions. One of the initiatives that Upgrad is running is that even if you're looking for a digital marketing career, right, you can connect to people like Anuj, who's already working in the industry. So we have this thing called the Industry Expert Connect. So therefore, if you want to speak to an industry expert, you can, at any point during, like if you are interested in pursuing this program or interested in knowing how to develop your career. So you can speak to an industry expert, just getting personalized feedback on the questions you've asked. So many open questions were there. So just to get personalized feedback, all you have to do is sort of go to our website and just fill in your application for the digital marketing program and certifications we have. And once you do that, you can just mention to whoever you're speaking to that you'd like to speak to an industry expert. And once you do that, they will be able to connect you, to somebody who's already working in the industry. It's a 30-minute completely free call. You don't have to pay anything again, and it's really nothing for you to lose, everything to gain. Again, just fill in those details in once you fill in the application, just do that then. So that will be able to open for you. So again, go to upgrad.com and it'll be open for you then. So what I'm going to do also is I'll just release a poll. So if you are interested in picking that up, you can just mention yes, but also just fill in your application on the website. That just makes it more easier for you to track if you are interested in pursuing that call. So I'm just going to float a poll right now. I'm just writing the questions actually. And if you are, just mention yes or no, and that's not an issue. And there we go. It's just going to be coming on your screens in a second. There we go. If you are interested, just mention yes. We'll just sort of help you to push you over to fill in your application, and then you can just get started on that. It's very simple. Nothing for you to lose. Just I would highly recommend you getting more feedback on your resume, on your personal profile, and how you transition. And this is both for experienced and folks who are also starting out their careers. But thanks so much. I think apart from that, I'm not going to add anything more. Thanks everyone for joining in. You can connect with Anuj on LinkedIn. Just search for Anuj Srivastava, and you can check out the work he's doing. As an expert, also there's a lot that he's doing some really good work with Paytm, and some really good work he's done with Amazon as well. And I hope you found the session helpful. We are continuously trying to iterate and make these sessions even more more helpful for you guys. So you just do give in your feedback. I'll float in a feedback form on your emails tomorrow. Just fill that in so I understand more what sort of topics you would like to cover that will help you in your career journey. So I'll get in touch with the experts and sort of just get that ball rolling for you guys. So do give in your feedback. Really helpful for me, for the team here, to give in even better content and the sessions for you. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining in. I put in the details again for the test and the next week's session. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Good night, guys, and stay safe.